Hi, I'm Michael, and I'm the Education Coordinator at Bandology. With my degrees in education and music, I've been looking at how teachers can encourage students to use technology in order to enhance their learning. Here are 4 ways that you can encourage students to use technology in your classroom. Student use of technology in the music classroom. This presentation is brought to you by Bandology, a proud Canadian nonprofit that is pleased to provide more music for more kids via education, collaboration, and community. Bandology is co-founded by Lisa Michaels and Peter Van Duzer, who you can email at lisa or peter at bandology.ca. Today, I will be providing a brief overview of 4 ways that students can interact with technology within the music class. Please note that on Bandology's website under For Educators, you can find a list of these technologies with more details about them. Technology aiding in student learning. Now this is the easy part, as I'm sure many of you are already utilizing these technologies. However, it is never too late to start if this may be new to you. Here we are examining technologies that are minimally present, not necessarily the highlight of the lesson, and simply aid in the student's grasping of another concept. While tuning to the oboe or clarinet is an important skill to teach, this can only be done in ensembles and not when the student is home alone. Whether you encourage standalone tuners or the tuner apps on the phones, this is a simple way to incorporate a small piece of technology into their music studies. Similar to tuners, metronomes should be encouraged on individual and occasionally group practice sessions. These can also be found on app devices as well. Virtual practice logs are a great way to reduce printing and encourage accountability. Have students upload their practice log onto your learning management system, such as Brightspace or Google Classroom, or invite each student to send you a link to a Google document where you can periodically check in on each student without having to interrupt class time. Leave them notes of encouragement, assessment for learning questions, and feedback where you feel it would benefit the student the most. Finally, if you haven't already done so, try creating a department website or add a Bitmoji classroom to your learning management system. This allows students to access information for field trips, find printable manuscript paper, see important upcoming dates, and much more. Technology enhancing student learning. Here we'll be examining some applications and ideas that enhance student engagement and overall learning. In this section, we're exploring technology that is partially present, not necessarily the highlight of the lesson, and enhances the learning experience. If you are teaching a class fully online or in a hybrid setting, try your best to get to know all of the features available in your choice of learning management system. Using the calendars, e-portfolios, announcement tools, public forums, assessment tools like annotations on assignments and built-in rubrics, and other great features allows you to infuse universal design for learning into your technological teaching pedagogy. By gamifying assessment with Kahoot, using peer assessment with Padlet, providing Edpuzzles for online students, and/or formatively checking in on students with Mentimeter, you are making assessment for, as, and of learning more engaging than simple worksheets and verbal check-ins. Collaborative documents, including Google Slides, Docs, Jamboards, and more. Applications like this are great for group work, as everyone can track progress, review edit history, and develop the digital and collaborative skills that the workforce they are entering likely requires. Websites such as musictheory.net can make challenging theory concepts easy for students to grasp. With audio examples, visual animations and aids, text to support it all, and a detailed step-by-step outline, theory becomes more approachable and students have a resource they can refer back to past written notes in their binders. Virtual field trips is an exploding realm in education that allows for students to explore the world outside their classroom within the comfort of it. Virtual reality sounds expensive, but Google Cardboard, as you can see on the bottom right, can cost as little as $8 per box. Students can explore music halls, recording studios like Abbey Road Studios, universities, and other cool places around the world. Applications such as virtual speech allow for students to practice performing in front of fake virtual audiences. This can be applied to students struggling with performance anxiety, and good practice for those who have never performed in front of an audience before. Of course, the music would have to be memorized. Technology is part of student learning. Here we'll be exploring some applications that, when used effectively, can teach students meaningful ways to create music through the use and integration of technology. In this section, we're exploring technology that is fully present and can be the highlight of the lesson. Chrome Music Lab is a great free application containing various musical experiments, that explore music and sound creation. Students can explore pitches, record a sound and reverse it, play with sound waves, and create their own musical lines and beats. While this application is widely used in K-6 music, it can be used for all ages and grades in unique ways. Groove Pizza is similar to some of the musical experiments found in Crow Music Lab, but with more complexities which make it more practical for grades 6 to 12. Students can create rhythmic tracks and explore altering tempos, dynamics, subdivisions, and various percussive timbres. Both applications require no account on the student or teacher's part. Both Crow Music Lab and Groove Pizza can be used to teach beginning composition lessons and improvisation skills. For example, students can write a backing track using one of these applications, then improvise over it. Continuing on the trend of composition, teaching students to use notation software such as Finale, Sibelius, and Flat.io allows students to apply their theory and understanding of Western notation with technology. Notation softwares are great because students can't lose their music, the playback feature allows for instant gratification, and edits are less frustrating for students as the technology is typically user-friendly. After students have created a melodic line on Groove Pizza or Crow Music Lab, students can expand their ear training and theory by notating the music onto the software. GarageBand and applications similar to it are useful applications to explore as it can be used to teach students about music production. Here, students can record their instruments, add various audio tracks, master the tracks to add audio effects, layer tracks, and more. GarageBand is free on all Apple devices and is very user-friendly. Continuing on with our composition example, after having students create a musical line on Groove Pizza and have notated it, students can record their playing on GarageBand and add harmonies and rhythmic sections to their music. Finally, virtual music ensembles. If you're going to run a virtual music ensemble, a lot of preparation and patience is required, but the output can be phenomenal and reused to sell your program in the future. Virtual ensembles became popularized in the summer of 2020 as musicians who couldn't physically play with each other desired to continue making music. Based on our research, the best applications currently to use are Adobe Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro. Both are not free, but this might be a project worth fundraising to accomplish as the end product can be reused to fundraise the program in the future. Notation softwares, GarageBand, and virtual music ensembles all need to be explicitly taught and may require a lesson on their own. Unlike the technology we previously examined, such as tuners, metronomes, and Kahoot, technology as part of learning requires teachers to teach the student how to use the technology on a deeper level, as the technology is more complex and is now strongly part of the music-making process. Technology for students with exceptionalities. The following slide provides a very quick description of some assistive pieces of technologies that can be utilized in the music classroom. GoodFeel is an application that translates sheet music into Braille for students who may be visually impaired. Magic Flute is a hands-free instrument where students with minimal arm movement can play using their breath and neck movements. Jambox is a harmonica-like instrument that connects to a computer to transmit music. Jambox allows the teacher to select the key and scale that the ensemble is playing in, and the student will be able to improvise, for example, with a jazz ensemble. Finally, Soundbeano is a device that uses sensor technology to translate subtle facial movements into sound and music. All of these pieces of assistive technology are costly, and there are non-tech ways to incorporate music into the lives of these students. However, it is certain that these technologies, and other like them, make significant impacts on students' lives as music becomes more accessible and they develop the ability to express their emotions in ways they may have not been able to do so before. So we have examined technologies that are 1. Minimally part of the lesson and simply aids in the student learning, 2. Enhances the student's learning by using technology in a more collaborative manner, 3. Are part of the lesson in teaching students how to explicitly use technology as a music creating mode, and 4. Assistive technologies that help students with exceptionalities integrate better into the music making process. Here are some safety considerations to keep in mind. Before spending time researching new applications to incorporate into your classroom, read your school and board's online code of conduct and policies related to the use of technologies. Use your professional judgment when selecting applications, as the boards are not allowed to recommend applications for us unless they had their legal team go through the user agreement. Choose apps that do not require student profiles or logins. As a teacher, we hold a lot of power in having the ability to choose what applications our students use in class, but we need to protect student emails, photos, IP addresses, names, and more. If students need to enter a name, like in Kahoot, have them enter their first name only or a fake code name. To maintain an equitable learning environment, avoid selecting freemium applications. These are apps that are free to download but contain in-app purchases. When you find an app that suits all of your needs, be sure to read the user agreement, as most of us tend to skim over it. This will tell you how the app uses student information and other hidden features that the company doesn't want to fully advertise. Finally, please note that just because an application is compatible with Google Classroom does not mean the application is safe to use. Still read the user agreement and follow the advice given prior. The list of educational technologies is endless, so find one that works for you and your class and try them out. Remember to maintain a growth mindset, lead by example, ask for help, take professional development, and don't shy away from trying what you've learned with your class. Thank you for watching this presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to email Bandology at info@bandology.ca, and make sure you check out our website at bandology.ca for more fantastic resources like this. If you liked what you heard, you can find out more about our organization at bandology.ca and follow us on social media for more amazing resources.